So I wanted to do a 1 year review on this tractor. It's a Bobcat CT2025. I've seen it before in a few of my videos. Um, I've got some time on it now. I got some experience with it. About 25 hours on the engine, and you know, I use it a lot. Um, do a lot of rototill work. I do a lot of cutting, and I use that loader a lot. Really, probably the loader is what I use more than anything. But I do use this rototiller a lot. It's held up. It's held up good. I bent up the little guard in the back here a little bit, just when I'd put it down and didn't have the brake on, and the tractor rolled back a little bit, and it just popped. But it's still good. No issues. Um, so I haven't had any problems with this tractor. All the lights still work. The transmission seems to work well. Mechanically everything's really good. The four-wheel drive, I never take it out. Um, it's not super easy getting the attachments swapped out. That's a bit of a chore even with the quick hitch, but it's fine. Um, the seat is holding up fine. I leave it outside, and the paint and all that sort of stuff's holding up fine. Instrumentation all works. You can see it's definitely getting some use. I haven't had any hydraulic leaks or anything like that. I do all my own maintenance, and I don't really pay attention so much to the hours because I just don't put that many hours on the tractor. So what I do now, when I use the tractor, I primarily use it in spring, summer, and fall. So in the winter, there's probably 5 months of the year where I never use it, and I just filled up the fuel tank full of fuel. I put some anti-gel additive in there, ran it through the engine, and it sat for a good 5 months without being started. I put the battery on a battery tender and I just plugged it into the wall over there, and come spring it started straight up. It didn't even hesitate to start. Not an issue at all. After 5 months of just sitting there, and we had some really low temperatures in the negatives, and overall it's been a great tractor. I use it all the time. For the price of this tractor, for the cost, to maintain my 2 acres here, shoot, it's been absolutely awesome. I rototill, I move dirt, I move rocks, I cut, and it just goes. Even though I only have the 25 hours or whatever, shoot, it feels like I've used it way more than that. But again, super happy. So again, I do my own maintenance. I change the engine oil, I change the oil filter, I change the fuel filter, and I change the 2 hydraulic filters. And I figure by doing all that, I shouldn't ever have to really take it in. The hydraulics, there's a lot of hydraulic oil in there, but when you change those hydraulic filters, a lot of oil comes out. So I had to put like a gallon of fresh hydraulic fluid in there. So I don't see ever taking this thing in to have it serviced. I'll just do it all myself. The engine oil filter is right there, super easy to change. I haven't changed the oil in the axles or anything. That might be something that I get the dealer out to service now. I've got a great dealer, and having a great dealer is super important. I've had him out twice. One time was when the rear implement wouldn't go down, and that's because I was messing with this adjustment here, which slows down or speeds up the 3-point operation, and I put it in to slow it down. It just overturned it or whatever, and something got stuck in there. Anyway, they had to come out and fix it. Those guys were straight out here. I mean, I called them that morning. They were out here within a couple hours. Now the other problem I had is, like I said, I do my own maintenance. And when you're doing the hydraulic filter, here there's two of them. Here's one of them right here. One of them is for the hydraulics, and one of them is for the hydrostatic transmission. I can't remember which one is which, but this one here, I could not get it off. I tried everything in my power to get that thing off, and it wasn't coming. I bent up tools, and I mean, I just trashed the filter. So I had to call them out. Those guys came straight out, and the guy, he spent about an hour trying to get it off himself, and he said he never saw anything like it. He had to use all kinds of special tools. He had to pry it. He was prying on it, which I guess that made me feel better because I knew it wasn't my fault, right? So he eventually got it off, put it on. I'm just guessing at the factory they didn't do a good job in putting any kind of seal, oil on the seal or anything. It just was dry or whatever, but it was horrible. That's all I got to say about that. The other hydraulic filter is right here. And that one came off, no problem. Put a new one on. I order all my parts off of the Bobcat website, and they come really quickly. None of it costs a whole lot. So again, I'm doing all my own maintenance on this thing, and it just runs and it just works. And again, for the price I paid for this tractor and the implements and the service I get from my local dealer, well, here's the sticker right here. That's who does the service on this tractor. That's who I bought it from. These guys are awesome. That's all I gotta say. I would highly recommend this tractor to anybody looking for a little tractor. I know that this is the 2025, and I know that the higher horsepower tractors, they certainly, I'm guessing, would be even more awesome. But dang, this tractor, I love it. It's a little stiff in the shifting between the ranges, but I think it's getting easier. That's probably been my biggest complaint, is just getting it through those ranges has not been the easiest to do. I hardly ever use high range, but it's there if I need it, which is nice. No issues with anything. It just runs. The bucket's awesome. Shoot, and the bucket control, shoot, awesome. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of complaints about this tractor. It's just a great tractor, and again, it's getting a lot of use. It's holding up well. No issues, no problems. Everything works. I love it. Highly recommend it. And if you got any questions about it, just let me know. Happy to answer them.